3.1 talklegends.com, your choice. Carry us with me. We travel lightly. You can take us anywhere you want us to be simply by dialing up talklegends.com. Go to Who's Talking Now and push the button. It's that simple. Even Cleve Marsh can make that work.
Now, Jimmy, you have started early on me today.
Well, it's been a while since you've been here. I've got a bunch of stuff stored up.
You know, I'm supposed to be retired right now, but I haven't done that yet. Are you about to do that?
Soon.
Okay, soon.
Yeah, about 3 months.
We're on a little bit of a tight schedule this morning, so I'd like to introduce our guest. To my immediate left, for those of you in radio land, I'm looking straight out. For those of you who are watching the digital presentation, I'm looking to my left. And there's Katie Townsend from Parsons, Tennessee, I'm told. Is that true?
Yes, sir, it is.
Parsons, Tennessee. Now, my closer immediate left is Mr. Danny Smith from Humboldt, Tennessee. We were just talking moments ago. He and I have known each other since we were children, I believe. It's been a long time, so I'm not going to say how many years, but I'd like to introduce Danny Smith to you as the president, the current seated president of the Central West Tennessee Association of Realtors, and he will be outgoing at some time in the near future, and then Katie will take over. She is the president-elect for the 2020 year. Did I do that right?
You did great.
How about that? And I can do CWTAR. Brent taught me.
Yes, but can you remember what it stands for?
I did it.
Okay. All right, you did good. I'm going to let you off today.
Are your headphones on?
My headphones are on.
Headphones are on.
Yeah.
Okay. We have some talking points. And I would like to say thank you to both of you for coming. And I really do appreciate that. And I'm sorry Brent can't be here. But we know where he is, and we're not going to tell anybody.
Sorry, he's not here at all.
I don't even know where he is.
He's on special assignment.
Yeah,
okay.
Special assignment. Why do people need a realtor? Katie, I'll go to you first.
Why don't they need a realtor?
No, why do? No, you can't do that.
Well, I tell you why. Being a realtor and being needed in the home buying process is really a necessity in my mind, not just because I am a realtor, but just because you need one. It is your largest financial transaction you will ever make, no matter what price point you are in. It is a huge transaction and a lot of money, and it needs a professional for you to be able to help you, guide you through that process and make wise choices and be knowledgeable about what you're doing and spending your money. And I mean, you're talking a 30-year commitment possibly if you choose not to move.
Whoa.
So I mean, that's a huge transaction that needs guidance, not just, I think I'll do this today.
Got it. Danny, for you.
Okay, yes.
Why not use an FSBO and save me some percentage points?
I'll tell you what, that's a good question, Cleve, and I've got an answer for you. First of all, most people don't go out and buy a home every day. So there are a lot of pitfalls out there that you can be trapped into and not even mean to. Now, Katie just said, why do you need a realtor? And that's true. But there are a lot of homes out on the market for sale by owner.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have anything against for sale by owners, but we just want you to be cautious when you're buying one so that you know what you're getting. A realtor always recommends 99.9% of the time that you get a home protection or a
Home inspection.
A home inspection on the house. And sometimes if you're buying from an individual owner, that does not even come up. So you don't know if the air works. You don't know if the flooring is going to fall in. You don't know if there's a little mildew around the house. So there are things that you really need to know and be cautious of.
You know, our friend Pete Dubison with the National Property Inspections is a sponsor of this show, and I've known Pete personally for about 25 years, and a more ethical, a more thorough human being I've never met, and he would never, even though he is one, consider buying a home without an inspection. And I don't know why anybody would. Property inspection is important, but there are a couple of things before that. Let's deal with the realtor aspect of it. What do you look for in a realtor? What do you want to be to your client, Katie?
Well, I want to be everything to them. You know, I want to be knowledgeable in my market. I want to be there for them in their needs, because every buyer or seller is different, and they all have different things that are super important to them, and you need to be aware of those and ask what's important to you during this transaction. If they need somebody to, you know, just anything during the home buying process, if they need that, you need to be that person for them. But you need to know the market, you need to know their needs, and you need to know their I don't know what just
Preferences, perhaps.
yes.
Maybe they like a certain color. Go ahead. You have a couple there to work with.
Okay, what I wanted to say, Cleve, this morning is we want to try to gear this program today to those what we call first-time homebuyers, and or people that are renting homes. You might be surprised that you would qualify for a mortgage if you just try to be qualified for a mortgage. And sometimes your rental payment a lot of times is a lot more than your mortgage payment would be.
Wow.
And building equity in a home is very, very important in your family, with your family. So
Equity in a home is it's amazing. A home I had not too long ago that I sold, I was so surprised how much it had appreciated when I got ready to sell, because I'm not a real estate agent. I didn't keep up with the market. And the agent that I used at that time said, "You're going to be so pleased with this." We priced that home and got very close to what we priced it at, and it was a wonderful thing. I'm telling you, appreciation is a good thing.
It's very much a seller's market out there right now. There's just not a lot of inventory for us anywhere in our 9 counties that we service. There's just not the inventory. So the buyers are having to jump faster than they really anticipated, and so it's just a different market out there right now.
You live in Parsons, and
I
you
do.
have some riverfront property, I'm assuming, listed, maybe?
We do.
How is the riverfront, how is the recreational market going right now?
It's going it's a little sluggish right now. As you know, we had a flood this year, a large flood. It was higher than it had been since 1887. And,
I don't remember that flood.
I don't either. My in-laws do, but I'll get in trouble for that one later.
In-laws.
I will
hope
get in
y'all
trouble
heard
for
that.
one. But it was devastating to the area, to the riverfront property, and you're seeing those get rehabbed right now. You're seeing some movement with some sales. We're seeing a lot of retirees move in, not so much as second homes, but retirees moving full time, which is very nice for the area. Mm-hmm.
So she's in a specialty market, Danny. What would you say about the market locally?
okay, all markets are local. I mean, I do live. Yeah, how about that? I do live in Humboldt, and we're a little bit different than Jackson. Jackson has a lot of building going on, a lot of construction going on. Humboldt has no construction going on, but we do have a lot of activity. And I know you know this, but we've got a new plant coming in. That's Tyson.
Yes.
And we've already seen a lot of houses sell in Humboldt. We've got investors coming in, preparing for these 1,500 new employees that are going to be employed by Tyson. And so that's what's going on in Humboldt. But I know Jackson, and Katie mentioned just a few minutes ago the 9 counties that we serve.
Right.
And so we serve Gibson County, Madison, Henderson, Dyer, Haywood, Crockett, Lauderdale, Decatur, and Chester. Those are the 9 counties that we serve, but we also have a presence in Weakley County and Carroll County. And currently, we have 498 realtors in the 9 counties. I really believe we're already over 500. We will be over 500 for sure before the year end. So all markets are different, but every realtor has a niche in their market, and they know how to deal with clients, and we put clients first.
You said something about comparing buying to renting, but in Humboldt, if y'all aren't building anything over there,
What's happening?
What's happening?
Okay, what's happening is we're selling the houses over and over.
Oh.
That's pretty much it.
But there's a finite number of those. How are you going to keep up with demand? And it looks like it would be an opportunity for Humboldt and Gibson County to bring in some new, fresh residents that haven't lived there before. Are you going to lose them?
That's a good question. We are looking to have some contractors come in. We've already been talking, by the way, to different contractors, and hopefully we will secure some land that we can start some new construction. And I know that there's a market for that and a demand for that right now, because we don't have any homes for sale. And if you put one on the market has gone up quite a bit, especially in Humboldt, probably 15 or 20%. And, that's considerable.
Ooh,
in
15,
a small
20%
market
of
like
anything's good. I kind of like that thought.
I do want to talk to you just a little bit about renters and net worth and what that means.
Okay.
All right, so if you're a homeowner, the average net worth nationwide for a homeowner, $250,000. That's pretty substantial, isn't it?
That would include equity in the home?
That would include equity in the home and everything you owe. Minus everything that you owe.
Yeah.
That's the net worth.
Net
but
worth,
if you're a
250.
renter, this is a comparison. Remember, $250,000 for a homeowner
Right.
average. About $2,500 is the net worth
Wait a minute.
for people that rent homes.
Wait a
And
minute.
you have opportunity right now, as you listen to us, to go out there and find you a realtor and let them help you buy a home where you can start gaining some net worth.
Net worth. I think that's what it's all about, is building net worth at the end, as I understand it. You have a slogan and a campaign. And, Katie, can you address That's Who We Are, the letter R?
Well, That's Who We Are is an NAR slogan that they are advertising right now, meaning that's who we are with a capital R. We are realtors. And realtors, we have code of ethics that we have to abide by, and guidelines, and we have education, and we just offer a lot for that capital R. That realtor brand brings you a lot. There's a difference between a realtor and an agent. A realtor is a member of NAR and has to go by the code of ethics and has a quality of education, and an agent is not.
Well, I don't know about agents.
You don't know about
No,
agents.
I don't understand agents.
Agents are real estate agents who have a license to to sell real estate, but they are not a member of NAR,
National Association of...
which is National Association of Realtors, which
R.
is That's Who We Are.
Got it. Okay. All
Let me
right.
expand on that just a little bit,
Please.
if you would, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so National Association of Realtors, as you just mentioned, NAR, they have come out with this great campaign and slogan, one of the best campaigns ever. And that's Katie just mentioned. And what does that slogan mean? Well, first of all, realtors take all your classes, take your exams. We must have continuing education every 2 years before we can renew our license. And but the most important class that we take, and Katie just mentioned that, is the Code of Ethics. Now, what does the Code of Ethics mean? Let me just say this. The realtor profession was the first to put in writing the Code of Ethics, and that was over 100 years ago.
Wow.
Now, a lot of banks and attorneys and all of that also abide by the Code of Ethics, but the realtor profession thought it was important enough 100 years ago to write it down.
100.
Isn't that something?
I'm saying.
That's
And
amazing.
here's what it means: doing the right thing, treating people and everyone fairly, and always putting your clients first.
You guys are on top of this, and if you'll give us just a moment here, we're going to go to one of our fine sponsors and take a momentary break.
Yeah, we want to remind everyone this is a presentation of CWTAR, the Central West Tennessee Association of Realtors. Our guest this morning, Danny Smith, who is the current president, and the new president-elect, Katie Townsend, is with us on the set this morning. But not only are we on 93.1 and TalkLegends.com, but by the good graces and the ability of Mr. Paul Schulze, the man behind the curtain over there, we are now on Facebook Live on the CWTAR. There's Paul. There's the hand. The man with the hand coming out of there. And Paul makes us available to you on Facebook, and it'll be archived there for you to listen to and watch later on should you want to do that. It is a presentation of CWTAR, but it is sponsored by four businesses who are integral parts of any real estate transaction. First and foremost, of course, Leaders Mortgage Services. 99.9%, I would guess, folks, Katie and Danny, 99.9% of the people you deal with are having to deal with mortgages, correct? A great number of them.
Great number of them.
And Leaders Mortgage is one of the leaders in this market in putting mortgages together. There are so many choices these days. Used to be you had FHA, VA, and conventional, and that was about all there was available. But now they can almost tailor a mortgage to fit your individual needs. And you need to see those folks before you start shopping, really would be a good idea. Find out whether the money is available to you, how much, and then you'll know what areas you need to look at. Once you get that in place, you go out and find the realtor of your choice, and they will help you through the rest of the process, which includes the home inspection we talked about a little earlier. You mentioned Pete Dubuisson and his crew at the National Property Inspections. They will come out and do a thorough inspection. That way everybody knows what they're dealing with. Are there problems that need to be fixed? Are there not? We know that on the front end, and Pete and his crew do a great job in taking care of that. Then there's insurance that needs to come into the equation. If you have a mortgage, you're going to have it insured. The lender is going to require that. Even if you don't have a mortgage, you should require it for yourself in case the inevitable happens. Angie Hooten Hughes with Allstate Insurance here in the in Jackson market can put that together for you. Bundle your homeowners, your life insurance, your cars, everything into one neat package. Save you a little money, and you will be covered like the morning dew. And then, of course, you got to have an attorney to pull all the loose ends together. Bird and Bird, they've been doing that in Jackson since 1985. They handle all aspects of the real estate transaction, including title search and verification, property titles, covenants, restrictions, zoning, deed restrictions, you name it. They have the expertise to seek it out and make sure that that title is clear when you put your name on the dotted line. Bird and Bird, 424-7188. Our sponsors, Leaders Mortgage Services, Allstate Insurance, Pete Dubuisson National Property Inspections, and Bird and Bird.
Whoa.
How about
Excellent job. Excellent job. And I would say one thing.
What's that?
Pete goes into houses. I wouldn't go into a house for $1 million a throw. I'm just sorry. I don't do that. Don't they have those creepy crawly things called snakes sometimes?
Yes, Mr.
Okay,
No
Pete,
Shoulders.
it's up to you,
Yes.
brother. Up to you.
I'm with you, Cleve.
All right, I'm going to throw this out.
All right.
I have here a comment. The gap between investors and homeowners buying property to those renting is getting wider every day. And I'm going to say to both of you, that just doesn't make any sense to me. And here's why. If I'm not buying that house, of course I'm not building equity, but it looks like I could save some money if I rent. I don't have to do the maintenance. I don't have to pay the taxes. Help me here. Why is that getting wider, and how much wider is it getting?
Part of the reason is we don't have a lot of construction, so there's not a lot, and a lot of people are afraid to contact a lender to see if they can buy. But rent has skyrocketed so bad, and interest is so low that even with taxes and insurance included in your payment, your home buying power and payment is going to be lower than your rent a lot of times.
So there should be no fear in contacting, say, Leaders Mortgage and letting does it cost anything to do that?
No, it doesn't. And I have not had a lender laugh or yell at anyone ever calling in to see if they could buy a home.
Nobody's been struck.
No. No.
I like it. Okay, Danny, your comment on that?
Okay, first of all, how important is the real estate profession? All right, so we've got a percentage of the nation's economy. Real estate markets amount to 20% of the total economy of the nation.
Wow.
Is that
20%?
Is that 1/5? Is
Jimmy,
that pretty important?
Jimmy, did you know that?
I would not have thought it being that high, but
Me either.
yeah,
Danny, that's
I can see where that would be would be a very likely possibility.
What a stat.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And why is the gap growing? Well, I can tell you a reason if there are any millennials listening, and that is because, for whatever reason, the millennials have decided that they want to lease or rent properties, so they're beginning to jump into purchasing property, but they haven't jumped in with 2 feet yet, and I think that's why the gap has grown. But that gap is going to narrow, and it's going to be closer when. And this is ages, let's say 25 to 35, somewhere along in there,
Yeah.
and that's okay. They're choosing to rent or lease.
So the analytics are demonstrating that the millennials, the M word, millennials, my daughters would not enjoy hearing that, I don't think. I got a question here. What is RPAC? Anybody?
Go ahead,
Anybody?
Danny.
Okay,
I'll-
okay,
you start.
all right. RPAC is, you remember I told you that renters and first-time home builders need help to purchase their home, and realtors can help do that. Now, sometimes realtors need help. Yes, we need help. And this is where RPAC comes in. This stands for Realtor Political Action Committees.
Wait a minute. We're getting politics in here.
We're getting politics in here, and that's as close as I'm going to get to getting politics in here.
Jimmy, what do we do now? We got politics just entered. They came in through the front door.
Came in well. At least they came in through the front door.
Front door.
There you
Political
go.
Action Committee. I understand that. So you have a group of people that are not just in the State House, but they're also in Washington.
That is
and
correct.
they are
They're
working.
lobbyists.
They're lobbyists, and they're working to improve the real estate aspect of America. Is that what I would take away?
Yes, they are protecting the property rights for not only realtors, but for everyone. And let me give you an example. Now, we have some good senators and congressmen. They do a great job. But sometimes they get proposals that sometimes don't work with our markets and our realtor profession. Let me give you an example. A couple of 2 or 3 years ago, the senators and the politicians came up with, okay, we're going to fix this. We're going to require 20% down payment on every home purchased. And we looked
No
at one
FHA, no RD, no nothing. It was
20%
it.
down. Now, $100,000 house. How many people have
$20,000 in cash.
Yeah.
in cash? Our RPAC and our lobbyists stop that. Isn't that great?
Yes,
Because-
definitely.
It would have
All right.
shut down real estate.
It was
It
would
would,
have.
well, it would just shut down the home buying process because not a lot of people have that kind of money laying around. You know, Danny hits on that, and in my area, you know, one thing RPAC has done is we have continued to fight for flood insurance to be affordable, and we keep it so that people can own homes at the river and have affordable home insurance and flood insurance, because without RPAC and fighting for that in Washington, those programs would have expired and would not have gotten renewed. So everybody that has flood insurance would not have been able to afford it because it would have tripled or quadrupled your rates.
Flood insurance. Oh, that term. I have just been through that. You
Yes,
may
you have.
heard what I said earlier
Yes. So you can imagine if those of us realtors who invest in RPAC and were fighting for you and everybody else out there that has a need for flood insurance on their property, if we had not been doing that, where would you be right now?
on. In the hole, in a deep, deep hole.
Exactly.
I do have one more tiny question about RPAC. What about the deduction of interest on your income taxes? Is that how that happened?
Well, it was something that we supported and we fought for and helped to get.
Do we have a lobbyist with RPAC from this area?
No.
Well, actually, we do.
Uh-oh, disagreement.
Well, I mean, I'm going to call him a lobbyist. Russ Farah is.
But he's not from this area.
know,
He's
I
from
know.
the state.
He's from the state.
He's from the
Okay.
state.
He's
He's,
from the
not from
state.
this
But
area.
we don't have a West Tennessee.
No, sir.
Where
No,
is
sir.
he from?
He's from Nashville.
Nashville.
And he is very,
well, that's
very
a heck
good.
of a market. It'd be
He is a
okay.
he does it for the whole state. Yes.
The whole state. Mm-hmm. So would we think that the needs of Humboldt are comparable to the needs of Franklin?
No.
No. Is he up on that?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He and his team are up on the needs of the whole state and as it pertains to each market.
Let me give you an example of what he's done for us recently. All right, so if you're an investor and you have rental property, so you have your renters in the property, and up at midnight one night, they leave.
Okay.
They leave.
Do they owe me money?
They owe,
Probably.
They
I'm not
owe
happy.
money. They don't call you. They leave.
I am not happy.
So, here was a law that was trying to be put into force, and that is the realtor is responsible,
Or the homeowner.
or the
Property owner.
the property owner is responsible to go out and check the property to make sure that there are no animals in the property. And if you don't do that, then it's a felony on the property owner. And
Okay,
does
so
that
they
make a whole lot
left
of
it.
sense?
They left at midnight, and they
Yes.
left 4 dogs in the house.
Yes.
And
you
it's
have
my job.
72 hours to get
Yes.
over there and check and see if those dogs were
Is
there.
that legitimate? Are y'all telling me that's a
That-
law?
That is the truth.
It was trying to be passed, but it's not.
Oh,
It's
hallelujah.
not.
Okay.
We
So
got
now
we
it's-
got that shot down.
That's
All right. So who is responsible?
The renter now.
The renter, the person
It's-
who left them there. Well, yeah.
it's
Yes.
the renter's animals.
I mean,
Like
that
that's
sounds
a
like a
no-brainer.
no-brainer. Just exactly. Jimmy, do these people know what you do for a living?
I don't know.
He's a commercial
I-
real estate appraiser. He's been
Oh.
doing it now about 3 months.
3 months,
maybe,
yeah.
Maybe
yeah,
on his
yeah,
fourth
working
month.
on working on.
How many
About
years?
36 and a half.
36
Yeah.
years. So we actually have a perfect host for what we do here in Jimmy. Honestly, we do. Realtor Political Action Committee, based out of Nashville, Tennessee, works on the state level.
No. Realtor
It's actu-
RPAC is based on a national level.
National level. Yeah.
National.
Well, I kind of was referring to Russ.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That is from Tennessee Realtors.
That is
right.
Tennessee. Are there others in the state, or is there only just the one?
It's him and his team.
Okay. Does each state have 1, 2? Like New York has 17 million
I have
people.
no
one
we
city.
idea.
don't know.
Don't know.
We don't know.
Don't know. Do we need another one?
No.
Not with Russ.
No. We have the best there is. I promise
Sounds like
you
y'all are
that.
high on this Russ
Yes.
guy.
I think
We
so.
need to we
I
need to
think so.
talk to Russ.
Russ and his team are on it. They're sharp.
He could be an interesting guy to talk to, really. Hey, I want to thank you two for being here today. I know that you have a closing to go to, Katie.
I do.
And I want to wish you the very best with your president-elect status, and I hope it works out well for you and the team there. I know it will be. I enjoyed meeting you today, and
Me
thank you
too.
for being here, Danny.
I'm
You have some-
gonna cut
All
and
right.
let Danny stay.
We're leaving you gone, and we appreciate the time you spent with us today, and good luck on the closing. I hope everything goes perfectly for you.
Thank you.
See you, Katie.
Thank you, Katie.
And Danny, you've got some time left in yours. Do you all have something that you've instituted, that you have a pet project or anything that you want to see go well into the rest of the year? And when you hand it off to Katie, is there anything that pops in your head that?
Well, we do have a lot of community activities that and volunteer work that I
Yeah.
haven't mentioned now.
Yeah, go right ahead.
That's who we are. What else do we do besides list and sell houses? Well, let me tell you what we do. We're involved with community work. You can see us on any weekends out with nonprofit organizations supporting and volunteering our time. We're involved with schools and educational programs. We're involved with city and county government. That's not politics.
Not politics, he said.
So,
Heard that, Jimmy.
But
No.
we keep up with that, and I do want to let you know before this show ends that you remember I talked about the 20% down.
Right.
Okay, you can get 100% loan. You don't have to have anything down at all. You can do that in Jackson, Tennessee, Madison County, and all these other counties that I've talked to you about. One thing that you do have is closing fees. They're usually 6% of the total purchase.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
A lot of times you can negotiate with the seller that says, okay, I'm going to sell it for this price, but help me with my closing fees. So you actually can get into a house with nothing down and no closing fees if your seller will help you with those. Isn't that a great?
So it's a
isn't that
negotiating
great?
thing. Yes.
You can do
I
that.
didn't know that.
Anybody that's hearing this morning that's renting a home, call your nearest realtor, check in with them to see. You'll be surprised. You'll be able to buy a home.
How cool is that? I didn't know that, Jimmy.
Excellent. Yep, that's good.
Well,
That's why we say when you're looking to buy or sell, you need to get a professional realtor involved. They know all the ins and outs, the things that the average homeowner or home buyer doesn't know, and that's why it's so important that you deal with somebody. There's so many things to do, so many things that have to fall in place from the time you say yes, I want that house, till you sign that contract. So
Well,
you need the realtors.
Well, Danny Smith, President of Central West Tennessee Association of Realtors, what would you like to say to wrap us up this morning?
Okay, I would just like to say thank you for inviting us to come in. We want to get the information out to the public. We want to know everyone to know that you are available for a home. We are trying to protect your property rights and doing the best job that we can do. I do want to say this. Even though realtors know a lot of things, the realtors are not perfect, and sometimes we get into things that we have to work our way out of, and
Of course.
I just don't want to see you do that. So at least give us a chance to work. And I appreciate you, Cleve, and Jimmy, I appreciate you letting us come this morning.
Anytime.
You're welcome. Anytime, Danny. Thank you very much for being here. And ladies and gentlemen, realtors can help you. Use them. Jimmy, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Good to see you today.
Always good to have you back. You know where the chair is anytime you're in the area.
Got you covered. Thanks.
Absolutely. Cleve Marsh, our guest host this morning. Brent Ward will be back in the chair next Monday morning. This is a presentation of CWTAR, the Central West Tennessee Association of Realtors. This is the voice for real estate. And sponsored by Leaders Mortgage Services, Allstate Insurance, Pete Dubuisson with National Property Inspections, and Bird Attorneys. It is 10:46. Schofield and McCoy will take over from 11 until 1 right here from the Dixie Cafe in Jackson's Old Country Store.
Ready.